Let's take a look at a problem calculating the initial velocity of a projectile in the x direction and also the y direction. Let's say that a baseball is thrown at a 22 degree angle and it's traveling at 82 feet per second. If we want to calculate the initial velocity in the x direction, we're going to use the cosine. So the cosine of 22 would need to be multiplied by 82 feet per second. Right, so that's again initial velocity in the x direction. It's going to be equal to the cosine of 22 times or multiplied by 82 feet per second. Cosine of 22 is 0.9272. Multiply that again by 82 feet per second. Initial velocity in the x direction is going to be equal to 76.03 feet per second. Okay, now if we're going to calculate the initial velocity in the y direction, or initial velocity in the y, what that's going to be is sine of 22, and we're going to multiply that by 82 feet per second. So the initial velocity leaving the baseball player's hand hasn't changed, and the angle hasn't changed, but now we're going to be working with sine because we're looking at y, or the vertical component of the trajectory. This is going to change throughout the projectile's flight path due to gravity affecting it. Sine 22 is also comes out to be 0.3746. We'll multiply that by 82 feet per second. And initial velocity in the y direction is going to be equal to 30.72 feet per second. So make sure to also notice that the initial velocity in the x direction is substantially greater than that in the y direction. In the y we have 30.72, in the x we have 76.03, and that's because we have our initial angle of 22 degrees. And remember that it was going at 82 feet per second, and those are the numbers we have to start with and plug in. Hope this helps. Do problems 1 through 4 for tomorrow.